Now, I typically don't use the Gateway Pundit, but this is an article from Cassandra Fairbanks. I know her, I trust her. She's not perfect, nobody is, but I also have looked into this story and it's totally legit. Seriously, guys. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey sent his beard hair to a rapper who does witchcraft to protect him from ISIS. This is real. This is real. I seriously, Variety reported this, Spin reported this, and apparently Azealia Banks tweeted about it and tweeted images of her doing brujeria or whatever it's called. Okay, this is a very snarky article. That's why I chose this one. It says, "We have cracked the case. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey keeps banning conservatives who want to protect people from ISIS with things like border security, stronger vetting, and discussions about Islam because he apparently has a better solution. Actual witchcraft. This is real. This is not The Onion." Seriously, I'm going to pull up multiple sources just to make sure you know this is legit. But I want to read the Gateway Pundit. So here we have Hive. This is Vanity Fair. Jack Dorsey's eureka moment to run Twitter. He might have to quit it. So the Vanity Fair story specifically says, "Once, a source who worked with him told me Dorsey had sent a rapper his beard shavings to make him an amulet that would protect him from evildoers." Vanity Fair. Then we have this looks like Stereo Gum. Twitter CEO allegedly broke promise to promote Azealia Banks' mixtape even after she made an amulet with his beard trimmings. This is from 2016. So let's read this. They say, Cassandra says, "According to reports, Dorsey once sent his actual beard clippings to rapper and witch Azealia Banks so that she could use it to make an amulet to protect him from ISIS." Music magazine NME reports the bizarre claim first mentioned by Banks on Twitter in 2016 when she claimed that Dorsey sent me his hair in an envelope because I was supposed to make him an amulet for protection. Magic. Jack Dorsey asked me to tweet about his Cash App, and in exchange, he was supposed to tweet about my mixtape. He never did. He also sent me his hair in an envelope because I was supposed to make him an amulet for protection. Banks' tweet continued on to say, "I'm about to hex this N-word, and I have 3 strands of a billionaire's hair. I should steal his luck." Oh, God, it's just crazy. This is Jack Dorsey. This is the person who controls one of the most powerful social media websites in the world. This is a person whose ideology is being used to enforce rules against people. Listen, can we talk about the anti-science left? By all means, please criticize the anti-science right all day and night. It's been happening for decades. But we have to be clear about something. There is anti-science leftists. There are leftism. There are anti-science leftists. Jack Dorsey is one of them. He wanted a goddamn amulet to protect him from evildoers made of his beard hair. This is insane. Someone like that is like, wow. Just wow. Seriously. His ideology is part of the basis for the rules on Twitter. They'll ban people. Is it hate speech to criticize witchcraft? Wicca's a religion. In a new profile for Vanity Fair, a source who worked with a censorship enthusiast said that Dorsey once told him that he had sent a rapper his beard shavings to make him an amulet. We get it. I read that part. Though the article didn't mention that it was Banks, Spin magazine reported that at the time, Banks said Dorsey promised to promote her mixtape. Now here's another seriously egregious issue. She was going to make an amulet for you. You had a deal, and he backed out on that deal. That's another problem. Jack Dorsey is a deal breaker. He had an agreement. What did it say? Dorsey promised to promote her mixtape. He was going to promote this rapper's mixtape. He didn't do it. So maybe he didn't actually get his magic amulet. In exchange for promoting his cash transfer app Square and her crafting him a magical object that might protect him from ISIS. Why was he concerned about ISIS? What is he doing? Does he think ISIS is in San Francisco? If he does, why isn't he for border security? This is the craziest thing. Maybe Cassandra is right. The reason Jack Dorsey doesn't want border security, is a leftist with these weird religious views, is because he genuinely believes that a Wiccan protection amulet made of his beard hair will protect him from ISIS when they illegally enter the country. They say, which has threatened... okay, I'm sorry. I was wrong. They say, which had threatened Dorsey in a video earlier that year. So he was threatened by ISIS. And so he needed a magic amulet from a famous rapper witch. Okay. Here's the best part. Banks has since been banned from Twitter. Prior to her ban, the self-proclaimed witch shocked the internet by tweeting a video of the bloody room that she uses to sacrifice chickens for brujeria rituals. This is the world we live in. You know, it's really funny that there's a conspiracy theory about, you know, Pizzagate or like spirit cooking or whatever. And they say, oh, these people believe in weird things and they do these weird sacrifices, you know, bodily fluids and all that. And I'm like, dude, not a fan of any of those conspiracy theories. It's like, look, there are artists who do weird things. They've always done weird things. And some of these people are questionable, don't get me wrong. But you've got to have hard evidence before stepping into a conspiracy theory, not just conjecture. Then I see this. Jack Dorsey, okay? I don't want to show too much of this Azealia Banks thing because maybe it's like against the rules. But she posted this video where you can see this closet covered in like feathers and what looks like blood. And this is the CEO of Twitter who supports these ideologies, these regressive views, who is requesting a protection amulet. That says to me that they do believe in this freakish stuff. Like, if you're going to send someone your beard hair asking for a protection amulet, and you know they have these freaky chicken sacrifice rooms, I'm going to have to think that you believe the chicken sacrifices do something, which is disconcerting to me, to say the least. So I'll read through the next story in a second. It says, unfortunately for Dorsey, Spin also noted that he never tweeted about her project, and therefore it is unlikely he received the amulet. He may just have to settle for a border wall after all. Maybe he should also consider chilling out on banning other people who want to be safe from ISIS, but don't have friends who practice witchcraft to protect him with his beard hairs. Can I just add, this is magic privilege, Jack, that they point out accurately in this story that you will ban people who are concerned about extremism while you are protected by magic amulets and hexes and whatever else. I'm obviously being facetious. So I'm wondering, so here's a story from 2016. All right. Let's see what they had to say. They said, Azealia Banks tweeted out an advertisement for Square Cash. Oh, the plot thickens. Square's Venmo-esque service for sending and receiving money. A full disclosure, I do hold some shares in Square, by the way. I don't want, I think it's fair that people know that. Guys, I just got a cash tag. It's the new way to send and receive money. You get $5 to sign up. My cash tag is in a link. So here it comes. The plot thickens. Azealia Banks actually did promote Square, and Jack Dorsey never followed through. It sounds like a violation of I was joking. I assumed that he said, let's do this, and then nobody did anything for each other, but she actually promoted the dude, and he backed out on her. So not only is Jack Dorsey a weirdo, he sends his beard hairs to people for magic amulets, but he's also a bad person generally, in that he never followed through on his deal. How hard is it to send a tweet, Jack? She followed through on her end of the deal. Jack couldn't tweet something out. That was the arrangement. But I guess he also doesn't get his magic amulet. They say over a year later, as Recode reports, Banks is claiming that in exchange for promoting the service, Jack Dorsey promised to promote her mixtape. Dorsey allegedly broke that promise, and Azealia Banks is not happy about it. Banks also claimed that Dorsey sent her some of his hair in an envelope so that she could make him an amulet for protection. Welcome to the real world, where one of the largest and most important political platforms, where the average person engages in political discourse, where people are wrongly banned for their political beliefs, where a feminist was banned for saying men aren't women, though, the president routinely makes his thoughts clear, and it is run by a man who believes in magic amulets to protect him from ISIS, and also never followed through on his end of the deal. Sounds like a pretty weird dude, but I just want to point out again the left-wing anti-science and how powerful and prominent it is. Jack Dorsey is in a very, powerful position with what he does at Twitter, testifying before Congress about censorship, about Russian influence and meddling, and he sends beard hair to witches for magic amulets. Is this not worrying to people? Like, are people on the left being like, yeah, that's cool? Magic amulets, censoring speech, and this is the basis for their rules? So she tweeted about it. Jack Dorsey asked me to tweet about his Cash App, and in exchange he was supposed to tweet about my mixtape, but he never did. Oh my God. Also, can we just talk about how hilarious it is that Jack Dorsey's like, yo, dude, I'll shout out your mixtape, and then he didn't do it. She said she was gonna hex him. Look at how hard I worked to keep Dorsey safe. Lots of care and energy went into this. She said, I'm searching for the envelope. I'm a real witch with real clients. People pay me for my services. He owes. Maybe all the troubles Jack Dorsey is dealing with are a result of him being hexed by Azealia Banks. It's unclear if Banks ever completed and sent the protection amulet to Dorsey, When asked whether Dorsey had sent hair clippings or made a deal with banks, a representative for Square sent Recode the following GIF. And there's nothing there. A spokesman for Twitter responded with this. Well, we've got multiple sources confirming it. Jack Dorsey's a weirdo who wants magic amulets from famous witches. Ain't gonna, I guess it never happened, so whatever. I've got more videos, probably not as ridiculous as this, so click the name. The videos are probably up, just go watch them. I appreciate it, and I will see you in a few minutes.